Hello everyone, as you guys can tell we are in the kitchen today and that is because we are going to be making a healthy granola recipe. So I wanted to make this recipe for you guys today because a lot of the granola you buy in stores are very high in sugar and they mostly use cane sugar, which is a refined sugar and it isn't as good for you. So in today's recipe we'll be using maple syrup and agave nectar, and these are natural sweeteners, which means they've not been processed and therefore a lot better for your body because they're a lot more natural. You can also use rice malt syrup, coconut nectar, honey, whatever other natural sweetener you would like, just to keep it healthy. And these are mostly paleo, although I will be using oats in mine. If you want to make it completely paleo, don't add the oats, but that is up to you. So in this granola recipe, if you do not want to use an ingredient I'm using, feel free to substitute it out and change it in for your ingredient of your choice, or you can just take it out and put more of another ingredient. It is up to you. It's kind of a loose recipe, meaning you can kind of put it together how you want into your preferences. You can put more sweetener, less sweetener, depending on how sweet you want, and all of that. So let's get started with the recipe. So before we start adding all the ingredients together, make sure to stop here and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I've already done mine and it's ready. So we're gonna start off with a cup of cashews. Next, we're going to be adding a cup of walnuts. My nuts are just organic and from Trader Joe's. And also make sure you have raw nuts, since we are going to be putting them in the oven and baking them. If you get baked nuts, then they're going to get overly baked and they're going to be dry and not as good. And next, I'm putting in a cup of almonds. Oops. So next up, grab your handy dandy chef knife and we're going to put all these almonds onto our chopping board and chop them up so we don't have big bites of just one nut in our granola. Lay your nuts on your cutting board and you're just going to roughly chop all of them up. Feel free to chop them up before you measure all of them out. Might be easier if you chop one type of nut at a time, but I didn't think of that. If you have this many nuts, make sure to lie them really flat so you can cut all of them. So once all your nuts are chopped up like this, you're going to want to add them back to the bowl because now we're going to be mixing everything together. So now that all our nuts are chopped up and into the bowl, we can add the rest of our ingredients. So I'm going to be adding 1/4 of a cup of pepitas. Next I am adding coconut flakes. So as always, add as much or as little as you want. I really like coconut, so I'm going to add half a cup. A bit more than half a cup. We have a few flakes left, so we're just going to empty the bag. Now I am going to be adding our oats, and I'm going to be adding 1.5 cups of oats. And last but not least, I will be adding 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. So I mixed up all the ingredients in the bowl, so now that we're adding our sweetener and a bit of coconut/avocado oil inside it, it's not all going to clump together and you're not going to get a ball of oats and then a ball of nuts. It'll be nice evenly combined and everything will be nicely coated and separated. So now I'm going to add just a bit of cinnamon to taste. You don't have to do this, I just really like the taste of cinnamon and it's really good for you. So once again, just mix that up. Alright, so lastly, if you want to add any dried fruit, go for it. I'm going to add just a bit of dried cranberries. Once again, mix that up, and next we're going to be adding our sweetener. So here's what our mix looks like right now. It smells really good because of the cinnamon, and there are a bunch of chopped nuts everywhere. That one's not chopped, so I'm gonna eat it. But next we have to add the sweetener and then a bit of oil. So we're gonna start off with the coconut / avocado oil, and I'm gonna be adding a teaspoon of that into our mix. So next I'm gonna be adding the maple syrup, and I'm gonna start off with 1/4 of a cup. My mom's leaving and she just opened the garage. So I'm gonna be adding 1/4 of a cup to our mix and see how well that coats through everything and makes them stick to each other, and if I need more, then I'll add a bit more. I'm just gonna start by mixing it with a spoon, and later we'll probably go in with our hands, just to make sure everything is well coated. If you like your granola really sweet and don't want to add more sugar, then you can always add a few stevia drops, and that'll help sweeten it without giving you the extra sugar. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's still pretty dry and it's not really holding together. So I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of agave nectar and see how that holds everything up. So I've just got a baking sheet here lined with tinfoil, and I added a bit of the avocado and coconut oil that we used just so our granola wouldn't stick, and now I'm going to add the granola onto it. You want to make sure it's pretty thin so it all bakes evenly, and then you're going to put it in the oven. So I've just put the granola onto our baking sheet, and you want to make sure it's as flat as possible so it all cooks through evenly. So we're going to leave it in until the top turns golden and crisp, and we're going to take it out, mix it up, and put it back into the oven until the other side turns golden too. So now that our granola is in the oven, just make sure to watch it so it doesn't burn, obviously, and I'll just leave a little picture description of the recipe as I write it up right here. So I've just taken it out of the oven, and I'm just going to stir it up so the other side gets cooked as well. So I just took our granola out of the oven, and this is what it looks like. As you guys can tell, it's evenly golden on all sides. So I put it in the oven for 7 minutes at a time, and I took it out and stirred it 3 times total. So it was in the oven for about 21 minutes, but obviously depending on the size of your batch and how much is on your platter, it'll vary, like cook times will vary. So just make sure to watch it. You kind of want it to end up like this, a solid golden color and evenly golden on all sides. So now I'm just gonna put it in a jar so we can save it, and yeah. So here's how our granola turned out. As you guys can see, it made quite a lot, but let me know for sure if you guys decide to make this recipe. And if you guys enjoyed this video and want me to make more baking or cooking videos in the future, please give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video. Bye.